Alright guys, my name is Shervin. Welcome to my channel. In this video, we're going to talk about the new changes to Canada's taxes in 2023 and why they are not as great as many would have you believe. Now, of course, taxes are an important part of society and everyone should always pay their taxes fair and square. And of course, sometimes some adjustments need to be made to the taxing system in order to make sure everything is operating correctly. And of course, there have been a number of important changes to the income tax structure for 2023. But although a lot of people look at the changes and think that this means they're going to pay less in taxes going forward, that's actually not quite the case. And in fact, if you look a little bit deeper, you will see that you will be paying more in taxes this year than you did last year. And if you watch to the end of the video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what the changes are for the new year and why they are not as great as many would have you believe. Now, as always, if you're new to my channel and you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the subscribe button down below and join the community. I make new videos about personal finance and investing on a regular basis. And by subscribing to the channel, you get to see all my new videos right as they come out. Also, if you enjoyed the video and want to support me even more, then do me a favor and smash the like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. But alright, with all that said, let's get right into it. Now, the way income taxes work in Canada is that there is a tax bracket system. That means that, for example, you're going to pay a different percentage of taxes on the first X amount of dollars earned compared to what you're going to pay after that. And of course, every single year, these tax brackets get updated, and we're going to start by taking a look at what they are going to be in 2023. Now, for the first $53,359, you're going to pay 15%. After that, up to $106,717, you're going to pay 20.5%. Then you're going to pay 26% up to $165,430, 29% up to $235,675. And then for every dollar after that, you're going to pay 33%. Now, keep in mind, these are just the federal tax rates. You have to also pay provincial tax on top of this. And basically, depending on where you live and how much you make, that's going to be another 5 to 25%. But let's go back to the federal tax rates, and I'm going to put the 2022 numbers right next to them so you can see the difference. Now, as you may have noticed, in 2023, all the brackets have been increased by 6%. This was done in an attempt to adjust for the crazy high inflation rates that we saw last year that made our money less valuable. And when you really think about it, if the inflation rate is, let's say, X% for a particular year, it would make perfect sense to also raise all the tax brackets by X% in order to match the inflation. So if the true inflation rate over the past year was 6%, this would make sense. Now, the reported CPI inflation rate from the Bank of Canada for the year 2022 was actually 6.8%, which means that these adjustments are actually slightly lower than the reported inflation rate. But if the discrepancy was only 0.8%, this wouldn't be much of a big deal because you would still be paying 0.8% more in taxes, but it wouldn't be that big a difference. The real issue is that a reported CPI inflation rate is actually nowhere near where the true inflation rate is. Now, I talked in detail why this is in my video about inflations. I'll leave a link to it up here. But to summarize, when the CPI inflation rate is being calculated, there are a number of adjustments made to the number in order to make sure it's as low as possible. For example, if the price of Coca-Cola is $1 in 2022 and it goes up to $1.20 in 2023, the true inflation rate on this product would be 20% since it costs you 20% more to buy it. But when it comes to the CPI inflation rate, they also take into account what other similar products you can buy instead of it. For example, if in 2023 a can of Pepsi costs $1.10, then as far as CPI inflation is concerned, they're going to say that the price of Coca-Cola-like products has gone up 10%. Even though when you look at the same product, it costs you 20% more to buy. So generally speaking, when you see that the CPI inflation rate was 6.8% over 2022, that means that the true inflation rate was much higher, probably over 10% if I had to guess. Now again, just want to be clear on that, that's just a guess. I don't have any data to back that up, but if I had to guess what the actual inflation rate was over the past year, just looking at my own spending, I would say it's probably slightly over 10%, but again, just want to be clear, this is just a guess. But let's assume for a second the true inflation rate over the past year was 10%. This means that if the tax brackets had gone up by 10% each, you would have ended up paying the same amount of value in taxes. But given that they've only gone up about 6%, you're actually paying a lot more value in taxes compared to last year. Now, it is true that you may be paying less number of dollars compared to last year, but the fact of the matter is that every single one of those dollars is worth less than what it was last year. So as far as your purchasing power goes, you're probably paying more in taxes this year compared to last year. Now, to make things worse, employment insurance has also gone up about 5.2% compared to last year, and so too have CPP rates and the max amount that you have to pay on those as well. So all in all, even though it may look on the surface that you're paying less in taxes because the tax brackets are higher compared to last year, you're actually paying a lot more as far as your purchasing power goes. And at the end of the day, that's what really matters. Now that's about it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you haven't done so already, make sure to smash the subscribe button down below and join the community. Also, feel free to follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter and Instagram, links in the description. And as always, if you have any questions about any of the stuff that we talked about in this video, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. I always respond to every single question that comes in. And now with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.